Welcome back to the channel, everyone, as we continue our 31 Days of Halloween. And today we're going to talk about Bloodfest from 2018. And this film is a absolute blast. I caught this on Amazon Prime. I believe it was last year that I watched this. Bought the Blu-ray right away without hesitation. This is a lot of fun. It's a little bit, have a little more comedy to it. Not like, like Hellfest, but this has more comedy to it. But it is done very, very well. Some things that, could have been done a little bit better. But for the most part, this is a lot of fun, this film. Now, let's go ahead and I'm going to read the back here, give you guys an idea exactly of what this film is about. Fans flock to a festival celebrating the most iconic horror movies, only to discover that the charismatic showman behind the event has a diabolical agenda. As festival attendees start dying off, three teenagers more schooled in horror film cliches and practical knowledge about neutralizing psycho killers must band together and battle through various madmen and monstrosities to survive. And that's exactly any kind of genre, any kind of trope that goes along with the horror genre is in this film. We have killer clowns, we have zombies, we have slashers, we have vampires. It is anything you could think of is in this park, and they pull no punches. I mean, right off the bat, like this madman, this guy who's in charge of everything, who's running this, this traveling festival, basically. All the people, he goes and he wants to greet everybody at this park. And you have a boatload of people at this park, and they're listening to this guy, and before you know it, like literally, like there's people, like guys in like pig masks coming out, almost like Texas Chainsaw Massacre style, and they are just like chopping, and they pull no punches as far as like they take chainsaws and chop right through people. This is a gory film, and I was really surprised, but pleasantly surprised at the same time at just how much fun this film was. It wasn't one of those things like, somebody, knows that something's going on and the killer's in the park and nobody believes them. No, everything just breaks down very, very quickly in this film. And like I said, the kills are done well. And when they break away to different areas of the park with the killer clowns, the clowns look creepy. I mean, they're like, it's kind of like stalking, this group of kids. They're basically trying to survive. And because they do, the one our main lead of the film, this is what he knows. I mean, horror films are his life. So they kind of like, they lean on him to be like, what are we going to do? How are we going to get out of this? Because a lot more than we do. And it's just a lot of fun. And the one thing I got to say is, with the zombies, there is a scene that happens. I don't want to say exactly what part of the film, but when all of a sudden you have, because they're trying to keep the different areas of the park separated. But when they collide and you have, monsters and creatures from one section of the park colliding with the other one, meanwhile, everybody's just getting completely slaughtered. Because some of this film does take place like underground. Like these kids are trying to make their way underground, through a facility, trying to make their way out of the park. Because it is a bloodbath. It is an absolute. When I say it's Bloodfest, it is a bloodfest. It's a bloodbath. This film is gory. Zachary Levi, actually, a surprise appearance from Shazam himself in this film. And believe me, these kids probably could have used those Shazam powers right about then, because this film is crazy. Our one actor, this gentleman right here, so you can see if I can, right here. He plays Ned in the recent Spider-Man films, and he's the comic relief in this film. Especially when he has his first run-in with, he assumes that they're just a bunch of girls who are hanging out and everything, but they're vampires, and he does not realize that at first. But again, it's a lot of fun. There's even some, again, I'm not the biggest fan of like the Saw films, but they do use some Saw-like traps in the film. Maybe not to the extent of like an actual like the Saw movies would, but there's a little bit paying homage to those kind of films. There's a lot of paying homage to a lot of different types of horror films in this, but it's fun. I mean, there's another scene that involves one of the clowns that is very reminiscent. Well, I'm just going to say it. There's a scene, the clowns and the zombies have a run-in. Put it that way. The zombies and the clowns have a run-in. and there is a little bit of an homage paid to Dawn of the Dead with one of the kills that does happen. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I don't believe, I should have probably checked before I made the video. Not sure if it's still streaming through Amazon Prime, but it's not an expensive film on Amazon, you know, to pick up the Blu-ray. And it's definitely, I don't think you're going to be disappointed. If you like these kind of films, you know, if you had fun with like Hellfest, this is a little bit, you know, I would say gorier, but has more comedy to it. And I think that is what sets it apart. I could see, I mean, I would like to see a sequel to this. I think that would be a really, really good thing. But, you know, will it ever happen? I don't know. This is put out by Rooster Teeth. And this is the Blu-ray DVD combo. And it's just a lot of fun. That's all I can really say about Bloodfest, is it's a pleasant surprise, and I love it. Because, you know, on the surface, when you go and you look at this, you might be like, because I watched this pretty much kind of like after I'd, you know, seen Hellfest. And I was like, okay, another one of these, you know, festival horror films thing. But no, it's definitely its own kind of thing. And it's almost like, you know, breaking that fourth wall, you know, being self-aware of what it's trying, you know, what it's doing. And it's great. I really like it. It's definitely, it's a hidden gem. I would absolutely say this is a hidden gem for the horror community, you know, and it's definitely worth checking out. So, like, subscribe, and comment if you get a chance, and I will catch you in another episode as we continue the 31 Days of Halloween.